If two true breeding flies were crossed, one possessing wings and a second not possessing wings, or apterous, one would not know which was the dominant allele until examining the F1. If the apterous allele were dominant, one would expect that then the F1 generation would all be heterozygous and would all be apterous. They would all lack wings, so that their genotype would be heterozygous and their phenotype would be apterous. If one were then to cross two individuals of the F1 generation to create an F2 generation, if apterous is dominant, then in the F2 generation, 1/4 of the offspring would be homozygous dominant, 1/2 would be heterozygous, and 1/4 would be homozygous recessive. In observing the phenotypes, one would observe 3/4 would then be apterous, and 1/4 would have wings and be the wild type condition. This is what would be observed if apterous were a dominant allele. If apterous was the recessive allele and the wild type allele of the apterous gene was dominant, then when the parental generation was crossed, all of the F1 generation would be heterozygous and would possess wings, given that the condition of having wings, the wild type allele, was dominant. And if this wild type allele is dominant, then when the F1 generation is crossed, the F2 generation would have 1/4 homozygous dominant individuals, half heterozygous, and 1/4 homozygous recessive. And this would give a phenotype ratio of 3:1, in which 3/4 of the population would have wings and 1/4 would possess the recessive apterous condition.